And we're back. Hello. I'm just going to type in chat. We're back. Okay, I'm going to go straight to overhead cam. While I was having another coffee and a spot of lunch. There is Maddie. I have been playing around with my Griffin a little bit. I also played with my settings a bit, so let me know if it's not camera movage. Be careful. Hi Deb. I'm just refocusing the camera because I've changed the settings a little bit to see if we can get rid of that weirdness that was happening earlier. It shouldn't keep crashing so much now. There we go. So yeah, while I was just having a spot of lunch and catching up on some social media, hi Ingvill, I put in on my pennant here, I don't know if it'll show up because it's gold, but I put in Inktober 2015 in there. And Claire said earlier that the ink blot tests and seeing faces in things, there were words for it and I couldn't remember what it was. So the ink blot tests are called Rorschach tests, Rorschach. They are, excuse me, psychological evaluation tests. I just need to move this forward a little bit so I can prop my book on it. There we go. I usually use a laptop table to prop my book up so that I can see it properly. Because I have big boobs, I can't lean over my table. I'd be sat up so high to be able to lean over. It would be ridiculous. So I have to tilt my book up. Yeah, so ink blot tests are called Rorschach tests. The seeing faces in things like clouds and tea leaves and stuff like that is called pareidolia. I think that's how it's said. Pareidolia. P-A-R-E-I-D-O-L-I-A. That is seeing faces and other things in things. So, yeah, tea leaf reading and stuff like that. And then I thought, hang on a minute, I wonder what the symbol of the griffin is, because I do very much believe in totem animals and things like that. And if a griffin is shouting at you from the page like he was, then I think it's important to look it up and, you know, see what's going on. So a griffin is a symbol of the divine power and a guardian of divinity. They were known as the Hound of Zeus and were akin to Cerberus. And in Celtic mythology, they symbol duality, nobility, gentleness, strength, and respect. So that's kind of cool. And I just wrote that down there. I'm not precious about this journal at all. It's my playbook. It's just for messing about in, doing stuff, playing, having fun. Because an awful lot of what I do is either for a YouTube video, which means I have to do it properly. It's for a class, which means I need to be professional and do it properly. Or it's just for me in my journal. I don't very often get a chance to do this kind of thing and just play. Just playing with whatever happens to happen and let it go, and no preconceived ideas or anything like that. I always have well, not always, but usually I have an aim. Obviously my journal is my creative outlet mostly, and it's my journal as well. I'm recording the day, I'm recording things that are going on. This is just, there is no plan for this. No plan whatsoever. Just whatever happens, happens. And so far it's working. It's very freeing to be able to just sit and play for play's sake. Okay, let me just pop over to... Hello everybody who's joined us. There's quite a few people. Let me just pop over here and see. I think my chat's frozen up, but I'm not sure. Like I said, I've changed my settings. It was going out at 2,800 bitrate, which is a little bit high. It was also broadcasting at 1,700. 1,700. So I've knocked it down to 1080 and I've knocked it down to a bitrate of 1,500. Hi Amy, welcome back. So I've knocked it down, and hopefully we won't have the whole freezing up thing going again. Janet, hi Janet, I remembered your name this time. Because I said I'm never going to remember your name, I remember your name. How weird is that? So I've just been fiddling with this page while I had some lunch and had a bit of coffee. Well, I haven't really had lunch. We had Chinese last night, so as always, you order Chinese and it comes with 3 bags of prawn crackers and 200 different appetizers, because the appetizers and the prawn crackers are always more than the actual thing that you ordered. So we ate our mains, and I kept my prawn crackers because I like prawn crackers. They're a good filling snack. So I've been having those. I've got some more here. And of course the puppies had some because they like to steal them. They gave me that, oh yes, we think we like prawn crackers, Mammy, face. Maddie likes anything. Maddie will eat anything, but Scooby gives me the, well, I'll try it. I'll see how I go, Mum. And then 5 minutes later he came back, he was like, oh yes, it's bloody lovely that was. I'll have another one of them, Mum. So, so I've just got them sitting here whilst I can have a bit of a snack, and I'll cook some dinner later. Not sure what I'm gonna have tonight. Maybe I will chuck some stuff in a pot with a bit of pasta. That sounds nice. Chuck something cheesy in a pot with a bit of pasta. Sounds even better. Yeah, I'm just doodling this writing in before I go and attack my crow and get him sorted out, because I know what I'm going to do with him now. So, here we go. So that's my griffin. I did post a better picture on Instagram, so if you follow me on Instagram at Romany, or on Twitter at Romany, or on Facebook /Romany, you'll see it there, because everything feeds everywhere. You can also, if you don't do social media, you can find it on Tumblr, romanysrealm.org.uk. Much better picture of it than you're seeing right now. So while that dries, because I want to let this dry before I work on here, because I will be leaning on that, so I want to let that dry for a minute. The rest of my haul. Let me show you. Let me show you. I've got to move my prawn crackers now. See prawn crackers. I'm not going to eat through the stream. I'm just having another one because it fell out of the bag. And that little pot of white ink, knocked it over, went everywhere. Look. So, if you've watched my regular YouTube programming, you'll know that I do like my colouring books. But I have to admit, although I've redrawn stuff from colouring books into my journals, it never once occurred to me to use it as collage fodder. And obviously, like I said, I've been watching Dee Dee Willingham. Go and watch her, she's fantastic. And she quite often will cut bits out and use that. Hi, Pat. She will cut things out and use that as part of her collage stuff. So I went into the works originally looking for just some nice picture books, and they had their colouring books were on 50% off. So anything that was marked was 50% off. So the retail price of this is £6.99. It was marked to £3, and when I got to the till, it was 50% off, so it was £1.50. You've got a blank screen. Hi, Joe. Jennifer, try. Hang on, let me just type a reply to Jennifer. There we go. Yeah, she's been having trouble. Anybody who's got some technical help, technical ability, if you can be in chat and help Jen out, that would be great. I don't think she's particularly technical minded. She's been having all sorts of problems. She couldn't get the audio, then she couldn't get the screen, then now she's got audio, but she's got a blank screen. So I think it's something to do with her settings. So if anybody's technically minded and can spare a little bit of time for Jen to help get her sorted out, that would be fab. And then I don't have to. It's not that I don't want to help you, Jen. It's just I've got a stream to do. I can't just sit here helping everybody. I'd never get a stream done. So if somebody in chat can be so kind as to help Jen out, that would be fantastic. Thank you very much. Hi, Becky. Yeah, I'm a big fan of colouring books. I've got the Secret Garden colouring book, which I absolutely love. This one. I've also got the Enchanted Wonderland, I think it's called. I've got several of these by Joanna Basford. They're amazing. I love them. Right up my street, as you can see, you know, black and white with gold and silver. Thank you, Joe. So, for collage stuff, Dee Dee has been using colouring books, like I said, and taking the bits out of the colouring books to use. And I thought, that's a really clever idea. Why don't we try that? But none of the stuff I've got is really... This is all very small and detailed. And much as I love it, I mean, that would be beautiful. But you would have to redraw that onto a page. You couldn't cut that out. I mean, talk about fussy cutting. I'd be here forever. Not a happening. Not happening, dude. And these, it'd be quicker to redraw them. So, you know, this isn't the kind of thing... This is the kind of thing I sit and do in the evenings when I'm just playing with me and my colour pencils, watching a TV show, cuddling with the puppies, and I don't want to sit and journal. Because let's face it, journaling is my job. Journaling is my life. Journaling is my hobby. Everything I do is journaling. Sometimes you've got to take a step back and do something a bit less journally. So I like to just sit and colour. It's always been a thing of mine. I used to like those tessellation patterns, you know, the ones like the boxes and the stripes and the curves and things. I love those. Anyway, I was in the works yesterday, colouring books, half price sale, blah, 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 and I picked up, there was loads of them. There was birds, there was fish, there was flowers, there was a whole load in this series. I wonder if it tells you what the other ones are. Sometimes it tells you, doesn't it? No, but they're by Arcturus. Arcturus. And the symbol is a little polar bear with a star. There he is. Arcturus. Is this not focused very well? I don't think it is it? Hang on a minute. Close your eyes if you get seasick. I'm going to fiddle with the... Yeah, what's it called? Focus. There we go. Okay, you can look now. The Secret Garden and the Secret Forest. Yeah, if you go on Amazon and you put in Joanna Basford, you'll find loads of them. The secret ones are the ones with the trails, where you have to find all the creatures. And then there's other ones like the Enchanted Kingdom and Wonderland something or other that are themed. I love her stuff. And then there's all the copycats who are doing it as well. But there's hundreds of them. Hundreds and hundreds. I was actually looking for the steampunk one that Dee Dee's got. But I couldn't get it in... They didn't have it in the works. So I got... I got it on Amazon. I found it on Amazon for 80p, would you believe? 80p and free postage for a colouring book. It's awesome. And it's all steampunk. And there's a new one coming out in the end of October. There's a second steampunk one coming out, so I've got that on pre-order. A little bit more expensive, that one. So yeah, this is all the plates. They're all taken from original plates. It tells you about it there. Blah, blah. So this is the colours, technically, that you're supposed to use. This is all the different pages. But again, I could cut these up and use them in my little journal if I wanted to. You know, in here. And I don't need to. I've got thousands and thousands of butterfly stickers. But if I wanted to, I could. Oh, I like that one. That's beautiful. You could even do these as a series and print them out. Either print them out or colour them and frame them if you really wanted to, if you did a good job of it. But what I liked about this book is that there is a colour version on one side and an uncoloured version on the other. Which is pretty cool. I rather like that. Let me see if I can zoom out of here a minute. Let's zoom out a little bit. Sorry if I'm making you seasick. There you go. I have to move the screen. I can't just zoom in and out. I don't have auto zoom. Yeah, it's got the colour plate on one side, which is the equivalent of this. So there's the plate, and there's the original plate. And it tells you what they are and what the butterflies are and everything else. It's got the Latin names for them, so you can look them up. And then it's got a colour page on this side. Now, obviously, if you're going to cut out the colour page, that means you've got to not want whatever's on the back of it. So, and if you wanted that butterfly, then you've got to not care about either of these two having to colour them in. But there's no reason, I don't think, why you couldn't like scan this in so you can reprint it. And you've got one side and then the other side. Because it's only for personal use. This is not like you're not going to be drawing these and printing them out and colouring them in and selling them. That would be wrong and bad. But photocopying just the colouring page, just so that you can have that side and you can also have the colour side here. That's, you know, as long as you're only doing it in your journal for yourself, for no profit and everything else, then I don't see anything wrong with that. Some people poo-poo it, but, you know, I don't see it as any different to cutting up an old book and using it. But some people don't like that either. So yeah, there's loads and loads and loads of these. Let's find that red one, because that was beautiful, that one. That's the kind of one I might actually take out and frame, because I have, everything in my flat is red. Everything's red themed except my bedroom. My bedroom is bright pink. Hot pink. Hot, hot, hot pink. Like vivid hot pink. Barbie's got nothing on my bedroom, but it's gothic pink. It's all paired with black and silver. Okay, where's the red one? Oh, there it is. Is that it? 42. Yes. Isn't that beautiful? That's gorgeous. I might have to take that one out and frame it. What's on the back of it? Red Admiral. I like Red Admirals. So I could scan that one in so I can reprint a copy of it to colour. and then I can cut those out to use in my journal if I want to frame this one and keep it as it is. Pink and black are awesome. Absolutely awesome. It is fluorescent pink, like neon type hot pink. I love it. And it's black and silver with walnut furniture. Yeah, I love my bedroom. The rest of the flat is black and white and red. But yeah, I thought this was really, really cool to be able to, and not only that, but because they're done from original etching type stuff that's been hand tinted, you could really get your colouring skills going on this. I'm pretty sure, I think this paper would probably take watercolour if you tried, as long as you didn't use too much water. It would certainly take acrylic if you didn't use water, and definitely take any dry media you wanted to throw at it. So, yeah, it's quite nice paper, even though it only cost me £1.50 in the works. Then I picked up this one, which is a little unusual for me. I wouldn't normally go for something like this. It's the Love and Kisses one from Art and Soul. RRP £9.99. £4 in the works, £2 in the sale. But I really liked the designs. They're like really big and bold and like these. Look at this cat. Isn't he awesome? And you could even like use the cat in one thing and use the background here in something completely different. Tattoo type motifs and mandalas. I like this cat, he's cool. That's what caught my eye about it. I saw several cats in it and I thought, oh yeah, I love that. I like cats. Cats are cool. The King and Queen of, no, Queen of Hearts and whatever that is. That looks a bit like a Tracy Bautista picture, doesn't it? She draws those one-eyed girls with crazy hair. Another mandala, little ballerinas. Dresses, cute dresses. You could use those as paper dolls. You could use cut out the dress, put it on your page, and then draw your person around it. Coffee time with Ro and friends. It's Journal Chat Live. Journal Chat Live. That's my hashtag. And if anybody's on social media at the moment, please do feel free to tweet the link or Facebook it or share it with friends, email your mum. I don't really care because I don't stream at specific times. I stream whenever the mood takes me or whenever there's people around and they say, hey, can you do a stream or whatever. So it's not like everybody knows that, you know, 2 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon, Ro's going to be online. Ah, look at these cats! Cats and dogs! They're cats and dogs. Look, there's a puppy. There's a puppy. And a kitty. And another puppy. And a puppy. And a little bear. And a cat. And a little dog. Oh, that's so cool. See why I picked this one up? You would never think. I mean, Love and Kisses, you'd think, oh, it's going to be all hearts and stars, you know. But no, it's got all these cool little things, these little tattoo cupids. Sketchy drawing, writing stuff. That's a bit like my tin, isn't it? It's a bit like my tin. Awesome. And you could even, I mean, if you don't journal, it doesn't matter. You could use this because these are perforated. These come out, they're perforated along the spine, so you can take them out without having to destroy your book. I mean, what I would normally do, like with this one, if I want to use a lot of these, I'll just cut the spine off and then that's it. The book is, because it's glued, you just cut the spine off and that's it. You've got loose sheets. So if I want to use enough of these, then that's what I'll do. But this is all perforated, so you can just pull out what you want. And like, for instance, who was it said they really liked this page? Becky. So if you wanted to, you could take this page, mount it onto a piece of cardstock, cut it out, leave a little tab on a corner, colour it in however you want to colour it, put some book cover or laminate on it, laminate it, and turn it into a Filofax divider or page or dashboard or whatever. I think this paper would probably take watercolour, but it will probably seep through. But you could take this page and put them back to back. Do them separately. You know, you could. Mitz likes to do watercolours. She could practice her watercolours on this. Pin it down while it dries. Just tape it around the edges while it dries. Stick them back to back with a bit of spray adhesive. Run it through a laminator. Got double-sided whatever. Aren't they just they're just so cool. They're really cool doodles. And if you're like, who was it said they couldn't draw? Ingville, was it you? With the dead stick people? Look at these, look how simple these are. I mean, if you really have zero skills whatsoever, you could put a piece of very thin paper over the top and just practice outlining with a pen so that your hand gets used to creating smooth lines. There's a little cupcake there, look. Aren't they cute? Colour them, cut them out and put them on the window like stained glass. Yes, you could. Yep. Or you could scan this, reprint it onto one of those sheets I was talking about earlier, the big mailing label sheets, reprint it onto that, colour these in, cut them out, and you've got little baby stickers. Big boob problems, yeah. I can't, they're always in the way. They're just there. They don't bother me, they seem to bother a lot of other people. I've never had a problem with having big boobs. But there's an awful lot of people who are like, oh no, I wish I didn't have them. Print them on sticker paper and colour them into using your planner. Yeah, you could use them, and yeah, you could. Once you've got the stickers, you could use them for anything. You could even reduce this in size so they're little diary sticker types. But there's just some beautiful designs in this. Just really liked it. Could make a paper doll out of that one. I like her. You could, see if you've got a really big journal, like this Dilutions journal, you could cut her out and paste her onto the page, or even just paste her on, paint around her, colour her in, and, you know, seal it, and you've got a cover for your journal, haven't you? There's loads of things you can do with these. They're so much fun. And especially these ones that have got perforations. That's another one that's very like Tracy Bautista. She does those funny eyes, doesn't she? But yeah, ugh, that's Crazy Bunny. he's a bit worrying, actually. You could cut something like that out. Let's say you just wanted just that little bit there, just the cute birds kissing. You could cut that out, or even cut twice the size and fold it in half and turn that into a bookmark. Loads of things you can do with these things. Maybe a card, an anniversary card, cut it out and turn it into an anniversary card that you colour in yourself. So much fun. I really liked this one. It's just got loads and loads of stuff in it. So that is the Love and Kisses from Art and Soul. And then this one, I nearly died when I saw this one was only £2. Look, £9.99, £4, £2 in the sale. And these are all from the works in the UK. So if you're interested, that's where you get postcards. Yeah, if you do like ATCs or postcards or swaps or iCads or anything like that, anything, pocket letters. You could even use them as like something like this. This is Celtic Designs, which I love. Something like this, you could cut out the frame and stick it onto a piece of lined paper, or reprint it so that this is, if you know how to Photoshop, you could just get rid of all this and reprint it, and you've got a lovely piece of paper to write a snail mail letter on, or something like that. Or even, you know, fold it in half and turn it into a card. But these are just beautiful. I love these. Oh, they're so pretty. So pretty. And I've got, if you check out my Witchy Wednesday ones, if you go back a bit, there's one on colouring Celtic knots where I show you how to colour these so that they're shaded. I don't have a pencil to hand, but so that they're it goes dark where it goes under and overs are lighter. I show you how to do that with colour pencil. Book of Shadows framing page, yeah. Look at these Gothic crosses. I had to pick this one up. Had to, for £2. And it's even got some sayings there. If there is not much food, it is generous to share, it says. Did I see another one back here? Yep. There's no place like home. Good word never broke a tooth. So these are fantastic collage elements, or, you know, tracing things for doing borders and stuff, or separators or dividers. That's another one that you could colour, take the page out, fold it in half. You know, you'd have to white out this bit, but that's not hard to do. You could probably put a piece of card down there or something just to offset it. Print that out, fold it in half, laminate it. You've got a planner divider. Just beautiful. Oh, look. These are like from the Book of Keys. So there's animals and all sorts. I wonder if there's a griffin. That's not a griffin, is it? That's the snake. The bird. The swan. The hound. The pheasant. I can't remember what that one's called. I bet there's a griffin in here somewhere. There's a griffin. Is that a griffin? No, that's the dog. A rooster. Celtic rooster. People. These are like stained glass, aren't they? You could use glass paint on a piece of acetate. Trace these onto a piece of acetate and use them as window hangings, like was it Janet was saying earlier. Aren't they amazing? And then I picked this one up. I've been looking at these for a while, but I've never found anywhere that I could see inside them. And I flipped through and I was quite impressed just straight off and thought, ooh, I think I'm going to have that. Again, £9.99. Was down to £6, but they actually only charged me £2.50 for it. So I'm not quite sure what was going on there. I think it should have been £3 in the half price sale, but they charged me £2.50, so I'm not going to argue. There's several of these. There's one with a rabbit or a hare. There's one with a cat. There's loads of them. This is the fox, because there was 3 or 4 of them, and I thought, yeah, I'm having the fox. It was the fox or the elephant, and I couldn't decide. So I got the fox that has the elephants in it, because the elephant one didn't actually have any elephants in it, it only had the elephant on the front. Whereas this one has got a fox and a couple of elephants. Look at these cogs, steampunk cogs. You could trace those out and turn them into stencils. Way back in my Wing It Wednesday days, I did a thing on how to cut out stencils from sheets of acetate. You know, like the clear plastic covers you get on filofaxes, like those. You can also do it with a piece of laminate. Just put a piece of laminate through the printer without any paper in it, leave it to cool, and you can turn it into stencils. So you could go over this with just like a white and white marker, and then use a cutter to cut out the stencils. A cutter. What's it called? A craft knife. And there's all sorts of things in here, but I like this because, look at it. Some of it is in colour already. Is that cool or what? Look at these crows. I don't think I'd do anything with that page. I think I'd just cut it out and frame it, frankly. Because how awesome is that? It's like they've started you off. So you've got various different bits and pieces here showing you how to colour that bit. And then you've got various different bits and pieces here in different colours to show you how to colour the rest of it. And look at this pattern. Isn't that amazing? Swirls. I think it's Tisha Moore does the curves, where you literally curve and you 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 curve, and you do it thick and thin and thick and thin and thick and thin, and then you colour it so that it looks like it's rounded. I can't remember what they're called, but yeah, that's a big thing at the moment. If you can't do that, or you can't be bothered to do that, or you just want to colour, then this is what you need, isn't it? Look at that fox, isn't he beautiful? Here's another idea for you. If you can sew, you could turn this into an embroidery pattern. Trace it onto dressmaker's carbon. Put it onto a piece of white or light coloured plain linen. Stick it in a tapestry hoop and embroider it, or cross stitch it, or whatever. And then, or you could even paint it with fabric paint. Or Inktense pencils. Inktense pencils you can use on fabric, because when they get wet, they are permanent and they can be washed. If you look on YouTube, there's a lady who does, if you just look for Inktense pencils quilts, she does quilting like that, and she colours them with Inktense pencils, and they're amazing. I've never seen anything like it. You could do that and turn him into a stuffed toy, or a cushion, or even an applique on a t-shirt or a sweater or something. Hundreds of things you can do with these. And there's some that I really like, and there's some that I don't like so much. So I'm not worried about the fact that... Look at this one. Look at the shading in that one. It's amazing. I don't like that parrot, you see. But I like the tribal masks on the other side. Aren't they cool? And some of them have got colour on, so it gives you an idea of how you might want to colour it. It gives you colour of a couple of colour themes. And then you've got all these little bits that are like, these are almost like steampunk cogs and stuff like that you could use. Amazing colour. Oh, scary patterns. Look at that owl. Isn't he amazing? Masks, Halloween masks. Just incredible. Cat. Birds. Flowers. Turtles. A chameleon. This makes my eyes go funny after a while. But I like this kind of stuff. Feathers. Heraldry, fish. Ooh, is that a deer? Yeah, it's a deer. I was going to say houses, but they're not quite houses, are they? They're like temple type things, Indian temples or Russian temples. Look at that wolf. Isn't he beautiful? How awesome would he be on a journal page? It's got a doodling section. You can doodle your own stuff. Steampunk! Crazy turtles. Look at that elephant. Isn't he gorgeous? Really nice. Not bad at all for £2.50. And then I got this one. Now I paid a little bit more for this one. It wasn't in the sale. But I have Dawn de Vries-Sokkel's Art Doodle Love book, which I've been using as an art journal on and off for centuries. I love it because it's got pre-printed pages and the paper is really lovely to work on. So if you're not great at doing backgrounds and you'd rather just draw, then you could draw on stuff like this, or you could paste on it or whatever. And there's also prompts in it, which I ignore. But I've been doing all sorts of stuff in here over the, well, years actually, since I've had it. I've got cutouts, I've got faces, I've got journaling, tip-ins, all sorts of stuff going on in here. Book reviews. I come back to this one quite regularly because I just love the fact that it's class ideas. I just love the fact that it's already got stuff in it, so you don't really have to think about it too much. If you just don't want to, you don't want to be bothered with doing the background, you just want to draw stuff, it's pre-done for you. So it's kind of the opposite of these. But this one reminded me of very much the same thing, which is, I'm running outside of one side to put things on here. Hang on, I need a bit of coffee. Coffee break. Hi, Mickey. Yeah, this one was £5, but it's got over 150 inspiring ideas to get you drawing. And I thought, oh, you know, it's just going to be a prompt book. But no, it is like Dawn's book. It's not Dawn. It's not another one of Dawn's, is it? No, I think basically somebody nicked her idea and did the same thing. I don't think it's a Dawn de Vries-Sokkel one. Paragon Books. No. Francis Pryor Reeves, designed by Talking Design. Illustrations by Eleanor Carter and Carol Seatery. So basically they appear to have taken the same idea and done something different with it. But again, this is, I mean, for a £5, look what you're getting. You're not only getting all these pages that you could actually do something with yourself. So you could treat it like a big version of Wreck This Journal. The paper's quite nice. It'll probably work quite well. You've got draw the other half of this robot. So you've got drawing practice. Fill a page with your doodles. And it's got you started off. So, you know, this is a bit of dry brushing. You could get the same colours and dry brush and, you know, repeat what you see. Draw a mythical creature. But look at all this, I mean, pattern paper. How much do we pay for Flow books and magazines and stuff just to get some pattern paper? I'd rather have this. List the 7 colours of the rainbow from your favourite to the least favourite. What does your personal favourite rainbow look like? That's a pretty cool prompt. You could cut these out and put them in your journal in the right order and then colour them in and draw your rainbow. Design your own vase. That's similar to the doodle designs in this, where you've got, I think there's a vase in this one, wasn't there? Oh, it's a lampshade. So you've got a blank lampshade, draw your own designs on it. Well, here's a vase, draw your own designs on it. or paint it. Fill the shelves. See, this would be great for kids, obviously. Slightly older kids. I would say maybe upper juniors, lower juniors, sort of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sort of age. Just to bring out a bit of creativity and play. Pick a colour, look around and draw what you see of that colour. That's one of the prompts that I use in my drawing class. Choose a colour and draw anything you see of that colour that you can see in the room if you don't know what to draw. But again, you could take these out. Don't think, just draw. But look at that awesome page. That could give you ideas for colour schemes, for how to... You could try and replicate that in your journal with a bit of dry brushing and some acrylic or some really thick watercolour. You could cut it out and use it as collage fodder. You could draw something on it and just leave it in the book. Inchies, except they're not inchies, they're 2.5 inches, but you know, same thing. Opportunity to use your souffle markers or souffle pens that write on black. Got some quotes and things. I paint objects as I think them, not as I see them. Again, something like this, cut out, laminated, bit of a title or some wording or something. Sorry, you can't see it, can you? It's blowing out. There you go. Bit of a title and some doodles, or, you know, do some calligraphy or something to header your section, and you've got a ready-made Filofax divider. Or book cover, or whatever you want to use them for. It's fantastic. I just love this book so much. Fill the jar with jelly beans. Ooh, jelly beans. I've got jelly beans somewhere. I love jelly beans. Draw an animal using only spiralling lines. There's a challenge for you, isn't it? An art challenge. You could just use this as a doodle book, as it's meant to be, if you wanted to. Just grab a no-bleed Sharpie, and off you go. You could use that even as a bit of scrapbooking page. Put a photo in. You could use this as a photo journal. Cover up the prompts if you want to. Add bits of, you know, glue-in collage or glue-in scrapbook papers. Could use those as frame ideas. It would make a fun page-a-day book, yeah. If you're drawn to the idea of a Hobonichi, but you're not that imaginative, I suppose. Some people are a bit put off about the Hobonichi because it's a blank page. But, you know, if you come here and you say, oh, fill a jar with coins. Oh, here's some coins. Yeah, I could draw some coins. And eventually you'll start drawing your own coins, you know. It's a bit like a cross. Oh, draw fireworks. How fun would that be to get some watered down acrylic and splatter, practice your paint splatter. Oh, not your spitting. Your paint splatter all over the page to make fireworks. Draw graffiti on the pages. But look at that texture. It's like crumpled up paper. What was that one? Catch your ideas and put them on paper. There you go, ready-made ideas page. Again, you could reprint any of these that you wanted. Maybe you really like the idea of those pages. Well, the book lies flat. You could scan them in, reprint them at whatever size you want, turn them into maybe a little booklet for your Midori or something like that. Got to have printer skills, obviously, but it's not that hard to do. it's just fab. I love it. How awesome would it be to, where's that one gone? Draw something in your journal. Okay, so let's say I drew my griffin or whatever in my journal. Get this, do a little bit more to it, cut this out, and then tape it into my journal as a cutout, so that if you tipped it in, like this kind of idea, so you tape it down this edge, cut out the key, and then this would overlay. So when you open the book, you don't see the griffin straight away, except what you can see through the keyhole. And then you have to open the keyhole to find the griffin. Interactive stuff in your journals. I love interactive stuff in journals. I mean, to pick things out, open envelopes and pull things out, move stuff. It's just fab. I really liked this book, and for a £5, I don't think you can... Well, to be honest, I don't know what the retail price of it is. It doesn't say. I wonder if it's on the inside. It doesn't say what the RRP is. But if it's a tenner, if this is half price, and it should have been a tenner, I would still have bought it. That's how much I really like it. I think it's fab. So yeah, that was my haul that I got from the works, and I think it should have been £30 or something, because I got some other bits and pieces as well. It should have been £30, and I actually paid 17, and I got all this plus the rest of the stuff that I got. So I got that drawing doodling book, the colour therapy, which is the multicoloured one, the Celtic Designs, which is, oh, I didn't say who this one was by, did I? It's a nice book. It's even got a dust cover on it. Look. Hatchet Company. It's a UK company, this one, but I bet they're on Amazon. Almost any of these are on Amazon. Art and Soul, the Love and Kisses one. That's the cute one. And these butterflies from Atticus, was it? Oh, Arcturus. All these lovely butterflies. Isn't that cool? So that's my stash. I'm going to have fun colouring, and the great thing is you can colour them in, and then you can use them for stuff as well. They're multi things. You could colour them in and then scan them and print them out and use them as collage and paint over them. Right, let's fix this thing, shall we? Let's fix this thing, because I've got an idea what I'm going to do. So, somebody said, can't remember who it was, somebody said in the last one, oh, it looks like a cartoon crow. And they're quite right, it does look like a cartoon crow. Look at these. So I thought I could take a little bit of a few of these and see if we can't turn him into something vaguely resembling an actual crow. So there's lots of these. I'm rather liking that one with the great big beak. I think he's cool. And then I also got, because what it reminded me of was when somebody said the cartoon crows, I immediately thought of the crows from Dumbo, which are probably my favourite cartoon characters ever. I love these crows. They are awesome. And they're only in it for like 4 minutes. But they're just, oh, I love them. And they've got like little waistcoats and hats and googly eyes and all sorts of things. So I thought maybe we could salvage him with a bit of that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and salvage him with a bit of that. We've done Inktober. Inktober, spray ink, gold ink. Inktober's done. So now we can play with some other stuff. So I'm going to grab some acrylic paints, because that will cover over the ink and the black pen. Let's have got some gold. Let's have a bit of a darker gold for a little bit of shading. And what's going to stand out against that red? Let's stick with the purple, with the Halloweeny theme, and go for purple. So I think that'll do for now. Let me grab some more if we need them. Grab my little palette here. This is this one, and I'm going to move these. All I did was I went on Google and I put in crows, Dumbo, and I put in cartoon crow. So if you want to, you know, if you pull that up on Google, you can see the kind of things that I'm looking at. But I'm going to put them up there so they're not in my way, and I can see them in front of me as references. So I've got all sorts of different ones there that I can look at as reference. I don't want to wreck my griffin, so I'm going to put some paper down, a bit of deli paper, to put my palette on. Grab my brush, and I'm going to need some water. Excuse me a second. Sorry, been talking for too long, I had to clear my throat. You don't want to hear that. Bit of paper, towel to brush on, make sure there's no dog hairs. And I'm going to use a bit of flow medium because I don't want to use water because I don't want to get this paper too wet and overwork it. Flow medium is specially designed, basically, to allow you to water down your paints, your thicker paints, and turn them into... Well, it works the same way as a glazing medium. It thins down your paints. But this will make them more runny. So, sorry, I keep coughing. Let me have a bit of coffee. There we go. So a decent quality flow medium. This is the Liquitex flow medium. It's called Liquitex Professional. I believe in America they're called Liquitex Artist. Here they're called Liquitex Professional. Flow Aid. And it's like it's similar to water. This is going to sound gross, but you know, like the watery stuff you get in blisters? That it's not water, but it's like slightly greasy, serum-y type feeling. It's similar to that. That's what it feels like, to be honest. I know this well because I have eczema. I have eczema blisters coming up all over the place. Anyway, so you can take a heavy body acrylic or a semi-fluid acrylic or a soft acrylic, as they're called here, soft body acrylic, and you can turn it into a fluid acrylic, which makes it more transparent and easier to work with. And it also there we go. It also allows you to work with your medium a little bit longer, with your paint a little bit longer, because acrylic dries very fast. So you can tell which ones I've opened and which ones I haven't. So these are open. Now I'm not going to dump the paint into the flow medium. You want to do it the other way around. So you want to take a little bit of paint, and you don't need a huge amount of paint. You can always put more paint out, okay? Don't be wasting your paints by throwing a great big splodge of it all over the place. Just put a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to get some Flow Aid. See what happens? Yes, you can do this with water. but papers that don't react well to water will react better to this flow aid. See how that's going? Now I've also got, because I'm working with a small brush here, so that's a bit awkward. I've also got a pipette here, which I use for all sorts of things. I can go into here and pick up some flow medium and add it that way until I get the consistency that I want. You see how that's made that paint flow so much better? And of course, if you wanted to, you could take some of the acrylic from here and put it into the flow aid, and look, you've made a wash. It's almost like watercolour, except when it dries, it's going to be permanent. See? Don't forget to wash your brush. Flow aid will make your brush dry solid. Trust me, I know this. So I can take this. Don't need a wet brush. And put it into there. It'll soak it all up. That's called Thirsty Brush. And I can go over here and might not show up on camera. It's not showing up on camera because it's blowing out a little bit. But I could fill in the background of this if I wanted to with a bit of orange. Bring the orange into the background. Get rid of all that white. And it's like a watercolour wash, but it's not watercolour. It's going to be permanent once it dries. So you could come in and glaze over it with another colour if you wanted. And instead of it blending together like watercolour, you'll get an overlay. So if you put yellow down and then you put blue over it, you'll get patches of green. So I'm going to go in with my brush and I'm going to give him, this is all dry, I'm going to give him a better looking beak, like a cartoony type beak. And I'm looking at the second of the images for this, and it goes under his eyes, like that, and under there. See how this almost looks transparent? It comes down like that. It's a very forgiving way of getting colour onto your page. You can always go over it with more layers or more colours or thicker paint, whatever, later. Around like that. And under there. Like that. Okay. And I'm going to find, oh, I need my black Sharpie and I don't know where it is. There, black Sharpie. Black Sharpie, where are you, Black Sharpie? Let's see if he's in the tin. You've all gone very quiet in chat. What are you doing in there? Are you working on stuff yourself? Because that's good. I don't mind you not chatting if you're working on stuff yourself. Oh, now it's telling me that my resolution is not optimal. I'm going to have to play around with that again, aren't I? My camera settings. Where is my black Sharpie? Ah, there he is. Okay. So let's draw around that now. It's not quite dry yet. I don't want to get it on my pen. Let's come back to that in a minute. Give him some big eyes here. This probably won't show up very well on camera, but I can see it. I'm drawing black on black on black, so I think I've just killed my pen. Nope, it's just a bit dry. Okay. We need to do something here. I think I might find a bit of collage something or something to make him a hat. So let's fill his face round a little bit there. You're going to love what I do with his eyes in a minute. Absolutely love it. Promise. Setting up your planner for next week. Knitting while you watch your videos. Excellent. As long as you're doing something that's creative, that's great. I have no problem with people being quiet during a stream. The less you chat, the less I have to read. And the more art I get done. Okay. So that's looking a bit better already. Journaling as you watch and taking notes. Excellent. Okay, so it's got a bit of a chubby body on this one, so I'm going to give him a chubby body. Like that. Bring his table down. Now all of these crows have orange legs. And yet oh, it was a raven. That might be why. Okay, I'll let them off. I may have to use a thicker... I may have gone the wrong way using the flow medium. I may have to use thick body acrylic to get that to cover, because that black is coming through. Okay, so... some kind of comic feet. Like that. That's better. Let me grab my thick orange. Now this is heavy body. So this stuff it's not going anywhere basically. You're going to do one book Christmas. Excellent. Now for heavy body acrylic, I don't want to water it down. I want it to go on thick. So I'm going to dry off, but not dry, my brush on a bit of paper towel. So I've got rid of all the excess, but if I touch it, it still feels damp. Okay, damp brush. And I'm going to take it straight out of the tube. See how thick this is? It's like butter. This is heavy body acrylic. See that coverage? So with flow medium, it's like watercolour. I think this has gone off, but never mind, it'll do. With flow medium, it's like watercolour, but without flow medium, it's like spreading cottage cheese. I think I need a bigger brush. I also need a heavier brush. Proper acrylic brush would be good, as opposed to a watercolour brush. watercolour brushes are very soft. Acrylic brushes are heavier, thicker, sturdier. It's like the difference between a kid's toothbrush and an adult toothbrush. So for heavy body acrylics, you want less resistance from your brush. Just going to grab a little bit of this orange that's softer to mix that in, because I don't, like I said, I don't ride water, but it's difficult to spread when it's thick, because this is really for putting on with a palette knife, but I want really good coverage. So I'm just using a little bit of this, which has got the flow medium in it, mixing it on the page. You should do it in the palette, but I'm mixing it on the page just to get this to flow a bit better. Go. Once that dries, go over it with pen or colour pencil or pretty much anything really, but you have to make sure it dries. Just water down that bit. It's not water, it's flow medium, but you know what I mean. Thin it. The word I was looking for. It might need another layer because of that black ink, because this black ink is India ink, which is bomb proof basically. Journaling with your dog on your lap. Oh yeah, I know that one well. Except I used to have, before I had Scooby, when I just had Maddie and Crow, I'd curl up on the sofa with my journal and I'd have Maddie lying on my lap with her head across my lap under my journal. And every so often she'd shift and my journal would go. And I'd have Crow lying on my arm, so I could only move my hand from like the wrist. Because if I did anything else, she'd dig her claws in me, like, what the hell do you think you're doing? Okay, I'm going to need some black. Have I got some black here somewhere? Oh, that's ultramarine. Ooh, getting sleepy. Must be time for some food soon. It's 6 o'clock. Been on all day. I thought, oh, I'll just pop on and show them my haul from yesterday. Take an hour. That's 10 o'clock this morning. Now this is not actually black. It's burnt sienna. No, burnt umber. Sorry, it's almost black. But what I want to be able to do is go over it with black pencil and add some depth to it. I can go over a burnt umber with grey or black pencil, brown pencil, whatever I want. Even put some blue in there because crows tend to have a bluey colour as well. But this brown will cover over that India ink enough. And it's close enough to black to work. Use the darker colour to tidy up the edges on the orange. And yeah, I'm using artist's acrylic because that's what I have. Because, you know, full-time artist. But you can do this with craft paint, okay? Deco Arts do a really good range of paints now, Americana. Which reminds me, guess what? I'm a Deco Arts helping hand artist. Did you know that? I've signed up with Deco Arts to demo their paints and stuff live on here for you guys. I'm just waiting for some samples to arrive. They've signed me up on the English site, obviously, with an English distributor, but some of the stuff that I ordered has got to come from America. They don't have it in stock, so I've got to wait for it to come. And they don't send out a partial order. You've got to wait until the whole order's available. So I will be getting some of those soon. And then I'll show you how to play with those as well. So if you prefer to use craft paint acrylic, then you can use that. But to be honest, these little tubes, I got these in the works. These were like £3, I think, for a pack of 24. No, you only joined after an hour. No, you didn't miss very much at all. Once I get started with these, I just keep going with it. I haven't decided what I'm going to do about his wings yet. I might have to paint over that background a little bit. Haven't decided about this mess. Alright, I need to let that dry. So actually, yeah, now I think about it, I might put a nice cherry red in here. That should work. Scarlet. And, ooh, deep red, there we go. That'll be nice. That'll be nice for our Halloween theme thing. Some of these I haven't even opened yet. Whoops. Straight in the flow aid. Whoops. Oh well, never mind. I'll probably need some flow aid on this one. Bit runny, that one. If you want your caps to not stick, when you first open it, before you squeeze any paint out, run some Vaseline around, or lip balm, or anything like that, anything oily. Run it round and get it all into the grooves, and then put your lid on, before you squeeze any paint out, so that it doesn't stick. It doesn't bother me, I don't care if it sticks. I'm going to use my big brush. So I'm going to do the background here a bit. Dry it off. There we go. Oh yeah, I think we can use some flow medium in there. Cover up some of this. Make it look like it's in the background rather than part of him. I'm just going to do a basic acrylic wash. Because then that'll seal what's underneath. It'll seal the ink that's underneath. It will also give me a basis for colour pencil or paint or ink or whatever I want to put over the top. It's basically like using gesso, really. So what we did earlier is still there. It's more stark on camera than it is on the page. It's actually much harder to see on the page. It's just knocking that black back into the background so we can do something over the top of it and it won't look like, oh look, made a complete mess of the original and then had to redo it. Didn't have to redo it. Chose to go over the top. I'm going to leave my paint brush to soak a little bit there. And we need to dry this, so I'm going to grab my heat gun again. Let me put this somewhere I'm not going to knock it over. Put it up there. Honestly, if you could see the state of my desk right now. It was tidy this morning. Okay. I'm going to mute you while I dry this, so if you need a coffee, now's the time to go and do it. Okay, so what you saw me doing there was drying the front and the back of the paper, because Let me talk to you this way. The acrylic, when it dries, turns into plastic. Plastic is waterproof. And what can happen, doesn't always happen, but it can happen, is that you paint acrylic on one side of your paper, and if you don't dry the back of the paper can stay damp. So if you imagine you've got a damp layer, plastic, and this is gradually hardening as you apply heat. This turns into plastic, it's no longer waterproof, it's no longer porous, it's waterproof. So any heat that you apply to it is not going to evaporate the water underneath because the water has nowhere to go. So what you have to do is turn it up the other way. So you've got the plastic layer, you've got the damp layer of paper, and you've got heat applied this way. And also what it will do is, you will have seen my paper was curling one way. When I turned it over, it started curling back the other way and flattening out. And what I've done now, here, closed the book with the heavy part of the book on top of the paper while it was still hot. And then I've put my heavy book on top of it, and I'm just letting that cool, so that when it cools, it will dry much flatter than it was just now. So when we open it up, see how it's much flatter now? Before it was curling up everywhere. It was practically curled in half. Now, it's much flatter and it's easier to work on. Now, of course, you can just clip this down if you want to. So, now we've got a bit better base to work with, we can tidy this up a bit. So I'm just going to go in here. I wish I had my thicker Sharpie, but I can't find it. I had a look earlier and I couldn't find it anywhere. This would be much easier with a thicker Sharpie pen. I'm not using my India ink over the acrylic because A, it'll take forever to dry, and B, it'll kill my brush nib. Whereas these Sharpie pens are like 50p a pack. So I can, I can replace these easy. If I mess up the nib, it doesn't matter. So I'm just outlining his beak here to give it a smoother, more cartoony appearance, because obviously you can't really do that with an acrylic paintbrush. And where's my... I moved my thing, didn't I? That was plugged in because its battery's almost dead. Okay, so I'm using this one as a reference for his beak. Obviously not drawn it exactly. And he has kind of a dippy smile going on up here. Like that. I think he could do with some nostrils. I'm going to give him some nostrils. Quite large, I don't want him to look duck-like. I'll give him a bit of a cheeky smile there. His eyes are going to go in there, but I've got something special planned for that. Which you're going to love. Seriously, going to love it, I promise. And if I want to add some subtle colour over the top of this, once this is completely dry, it's mostly dry, but it's not completely dry. Once this has had time to cure properly, I can go over this with colour pencil if I want to and add some subtle shading, and I like to add oil pastels as well over the top because that gives a nice velvety finish. Yeah, I can go in and really go to town with it. So for his body, what I want, hopefully it's in my tin, This is just my tin that I carry around with me. This has just got mostly stuff that I'm using at the moment. Oh, and there's my other black Sharpie that I was looking for. And there's my white. I should have a black and a brown here somewhere as well. It's, oh, it's my Scoop. You right there, love? Do you need to go out? Do you need a wee-wee? Okay, you're going to have to, hang on a second. Hold your horses. If you want a potty break, have a potty break, because Mr. Scooby wants a potty break as well. I'll be back in a second. Okay, there we go. We're back. I want another photo reference now. Kind of want to give him wings, but I don't want to go... Oh, he's cute. How about that? See how his wings come down and kind of flip out? Let's give him wings like that. So, come down like that. Flip out a little bit at the bottom there, like that. Oh, that's a big penguin, like we don't want a penguin. And this can come down here. Flip out there like that. I think what we could do is give him some feathers that look like fingers. Like that. Yeah, that's cool. paint that in with my brown. And I'm not painting over into the body, I'm just painting around his wing, because it probably won't show up on camera, but I can see it. I can see where the line of his body is. Makes quite a big difference. I managed to put my palette too far away to reach it, which is why I'm painting from the tube. But I'm not mixing it with anything, and I've got a dry brush, so it really doesn't matter. And when you're painting acrylic over acrylic, because this is waterproof now, if you make a mistake, you can just scrape it off with your fingernail, as long as you don't let it dry. He is a mischievous looking little fella, isn't he? Cheeky Charlie. If anybody wasn't here earlier, by the way, I did answer a few questions about classes and stuff. If you've got any questions, feel free to ask them. But I did answer a few of the questions that came up earlier, so you might want to go back and watch the replays when they're available. They seem to be taking their sweet time today. The other day they went up almost immediately. I don't know if that's because it crashed. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to leave that to dry naturally while I work on something else. Ooh, caps. Are you going to cover up the previous wings? Well, I already have. I've painted over them, but it doesn't show up on camera as well as it shows up for me. Vampire Gal, you made it. Hi. Welcome to the live stream. I've been doing this since about 10 o'clock this morning. I don't know how. I got carried away. Yeah, these are covered up on my page. They don't look covered up on the stream. But if it's bothering people, you know. Big brush. Dry it off. Some more of my dark umber. Now I'm going to have to get my heat gun out again. Because I don't want that black to mix. Might as well leave it plugged in now. My hard brush. See, this is just like the other brush, except this brush is like solid. It's one I use for dry brushing and matte medium. Oops. Do that. It's have to have air pockets in that one. Yay! Mess! I don't like mess. Getting it everywhere. Bye, Patricia. Thanks for joining us. Always remember, it gets worse before it gets better. Ooh, I've got paint everywhere. Of course I got paint everywhere. Oops. I don't like getting messy. I don't like messy painting. Look what's happening. Actually, that'll stick down now a bit. Okay. Now I need a clip. And I need another clip. Rummaging, rummaging, rummaging. I can't find anything. Honestly, you should see the state of my desk. As Dee Dee said this morning, I'm having a crafter lunch. I need another clip. I can't find another clip. I can't find another clip. I can't even find my journal. Here we go. I've got a holly clip in there, that'll do. These are fantastic for art journaling, these ollie clips, because you can wipe them off if they get messy, if they get dirty. Creativity is messy and I'm creative. Well, yes, I dry mess I'm good with. You know, mess all over my desk. I mean, I've got everything everywhere, that's fine. But this mess is not good. This mess I do not like. Transformation from Raven to Crow. Yeah, he's getting there. He's getting there. I'm going to do a bit. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I'll give it a try. I want to see if it will work. I've got some, the distress stains. I've got white distress stain, and it's supposed to be quite opaque. So what I'm going to do is just cover him up a little bit, so I don't get white on him. There we go. I'm going to spray, see what happens. And then I'm going to dry it. He's now a mischievous raven in the mist, with no old wings. There you go, you're happy now. I'm quite happy with where he's going now. I don't think I need a photo reference anymore, so I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to keep this here because I don't want this to get on my griffin. There's my griffin, if you didn't see him earlier. And I'm going to find something. I need a bit of collage, something. So I'm just going to have a bit of a nosy. I know what I'm looking for, but I'm not quite sure if... National Geographic. Yeah, now he's Ghosts in the Mist. Exactly. Ghosts in the Mist. This is going to be annoying, but... Those crazy puffins. Are they puffins? Penguins? Puffins? Macaroni penguin. Yeah, I found Nemo. Oh, that gives me some ideas actually. I've got some. I wonder what I've done with them. I've got some stamps. Ah! I'm skating past the... Oh, there's another clip. Excellent. I've been skating past them all day. Look. I've got these. Skulls and coffins. And spiders. Spiders' webs. Ha! I think we could do something with those in the mist. Might be getting carried away now. I can't stay on for too much longer because I'm getting hungry. So let's say, right, it's 6:30 now. If I start cooking about 7, I'll be able to eat about 7:45, and that's about as late as I can eat. So half an hour. Can somebody give me a shout in half an hour, please? I know what I'm looking for, and I'll know what it is when I... Ooh, I don't know what that is, but I don't want to look at it. Ooh, hello, lion. Aslan! I know what I want. Perhaps should have had a look for this while I was... Ugh. Oh, look! I found Nemo and Friends. Is that joke getting old now? Shall I shut up? I don't like fish. I don't mind clownfish. They're quite entertaining. I don't like fish and I don't like clowns, but clownfish are ace. Where's the logic in that? And yeah, I don't like spiders and I don't like monkeys, and spider monkeys are just evil. There's my logic. The thing I don't like about National Geographic is you never know when you're going to come across like a tarantula or a dead bear or something. They don't really warn you. That's a cool wolf. Ooh, look at that. Venus flytrap. Awesome. I used to have a Venus flytrap. It was ace. I used to feed it cat food. When the cats had finished their dinner. You know, like dogs will lick their bowl clean, but cats will always leave little bits in the bottom and they go dry and they stick to the bowl. I used to scrape those off and feed them to the Venus flytrap. She used to love it. She got cold one winter, unfortunately, and died. They don't like the cold. Okay. Maybe what I need is a colouring book. I know what I want, but I can't quite find what I want. Sometimes you have to think outside the box and you have to think, okay, what is close to what I'm looking for? How can I make it out of what I can see? That bunny is freaky. Ha! That could work. Just talk amongst yourselves a minute. Stark family. Who's that? Ah! There we go. That'll do. I was looking for a hat. And I saw something back here that looked kind of like, I don't think it's supposed to be a Napoleonic hat, but it kind of looked like a Napoleonic hat. There we go. See that? It kind of looks like a Napoleon hat. But it's got a flower on it, and that would make him a he. But here, we've got a flying hat, and we've got a crown. And we've got a tam o' shanter. That's what we need. There's nothing on the back that I want to keep. That horse is weird. Oh, come on. It's perforated. Come on. Come out. There we go. Watch me not be able to find my scissors now. Oh, you'll come in handy. There. I found a bat. There's my scissors. They're on the other table. Game of Thrones. Oh, right, okay. Yeah. I don't watch Game of Thrones. I read the books once upon a time. I don't watch Game of Thrones. I don't watch much TV. I watch Criminal Minds, and I watch back-to-back I just made a detour. Did you see that? Criminal Minds and back-to-back serial killer documentaries. And Paranormal Investigations. And Ghost Adventures with lovely Zach. And that's about it. I did get into Orange is the New Black, season 1, but I never got back into season 2. That's quite common for me. I watched the first season and I'm not interested in the rest. Pretty Little Liars, I made it to season 3 before I got bored. Dexter, I made it to season 2. It just got too samey. Yeah, I don't. Whatever anybody else is watching, I don't watch it. It's not like I consciously choose to do it. I just somehow I manage not to watch what everybody else is watching. I'm going to go with that Tam O'Shanter, actually. I didn't watch Sons of Anarchy or Supernatural. I tried watching Supernatural, but I didn't get very far into it. It's like Buffy for boys. I'd rather watch Buffy reruns. What's that other one? True Blood. Couldn't get into that either. I very rarely make it past sort of 3 or 6 episodes. Charmed I absolutely loved, and I will happily sit and watch Charmed back to back. Again, that's the kind of thing, if I'm having a journaling day, I'll just put it on in the background and I'll just watch it kind of as I'm working. Same with Buffy, same with Angel. Walking Dead, couldn't get into that either. I do try with these things, but I just can't get into them. And it always seems to be the ones that everybody else is raving about. The odd ones, like Grimm, that only like 2 people have ever watched, I really like that. And every time I say to somebody, I really like Grimm, they're like, oh no, that's rubbish. Sleepy Hollow, that's another one. I can't really get into it. I'm not really... Yeah, I kind of watch it with the sound off. Because, you know, he's pretty. You can't use dry glue over acrylic. It won't work. So I'm using a bit of just craft PVA. It's clear PVA. I like the clear one. The white one sometimes leaves marks and you can't paint over it. Now, medium, no, I couldn't get into that either. Ghost Whisperer I like. I love Jennifer Love Hewitt, but I couldn't get into Ghost Whisperer. She gets on my nerves. No, medium. She gets on my nerves with her whiny voice. Just, no. I liked her husband, though, Joe. He was cool. I could have watched a series about him and the kids quite happily, but her, she was annoying. Hex. I haven't seen Hex yet. That's on my list. American, what's it called? I was going to say American Coven. That's not right. The Coven. American... Oh my God, what's it called? Horror show? American Gothic? American... What's it called? It's like 4 series. American Horror Story, thank you. I like that. I really like the fact that it's all the same actors, but just in doing different things. You get to see so many different things that they're doing. That young lad, the blonde lad, he's a really talented actor. Witches of Eastwick, that's pretty good. Again, I've only watched the first series though, I haven't watched the rest of it. Okay, so I've got a little pair of glasses here. Unfortunately, his eyes are a little bit wider apart than the glasses, so I'm going to have to split the glasses in half, but I can draw across, that's not a problem. We'll stick that bit down and we'll have to cut that bit off. And here, because it goes behind his head. Getting stuck to stuff now. But it really is, unfortunately, using your fingers really is the easiest way to put this kind of glue on. Because you want it to go all the way to the edges so it doesn't come up. Stevie Nicks was awesome! I love Stevie Nicks. She was really, really good. She's been in a few different things. Ghost Adventures, I love Ghost Adventures. I like it even more since Nick left. I like Billy. Have you noticed how Billy's turned into Aaron? All of a sudden, Aaron's become the grown-up responsible one. He's like, oh yes, I'll go and investigate this bit on my own. And Billy's like running away screaming like Aaron used to do. Okay, let's chop that bit off. I want that bit to go behind his ear, so I'm going to stick that bit over the top there. So he looks like he's got glasses going behind his ear, like that. And I wonder if I can use this bit that I put over here to go across the middle. SVU. SVU. Dum dum! That one. Law and Order? No, not into that. Yeah, that'll do. Bit of glue. I'm very picky about what I'll watch. It's very strange. I can watch like one episode of SVU. I like Now, I tell a lie, I like the Criminal Minds one with Vincent D'Onofrio in it. But I like him. I think he's a really good actor. I like Midsummer Murders. I can't believe anybody still lives in Midsummer. Only English people and people who have Netflix will understand that. Okay. So I've collaged him on a pair of glasses. He's starting to look like those crows from Dumbo now. I liked Bones for the first 4 or 5 seasons. And then it started getting weird. Round about the time he had the brain tumour, and they had that episode where it was like, he was basically in a dream, and they were all in a, he was the owner of a diner or something. Yeah, it all got a bit weird, and then they got married, and I'm just like, no, I'm done. I can't be doing with that. I stopped watching X-Files when Mulder and Scully got together. I'm glad they haven't continued that. Yeah, Castle, I stopped watching that when they got together. Don't do that. No, I'm not interested. If I wanted to watch a romantic comedy, I'd be watching a romantic comedy. I wouldn't be watching a cops and robbers show. Even in Criminal Minds, it annoys me with, like, Garcia and what's-his-face flirting all the time. It just really bugs me. It's like, for God's sake, give it a rest. Get on with your job. Oh, I'm weird, I know. Okay, I'm going to bring some of the gold over from here onto here with his glasses. If I can find my gold pen. He's looking a bit dapper, isn't he? He's groovy. Wait till you see how groovy he's going to be. He's going to be awesome. Somebody watching the time for me? What have I got? About 10-15 minutes left. Right, so I'm just doing his glasses in gold to pick up the gold from the other page. And then I think I'll have to do the piece de resistance. You're going to love it. You're just not going to believe what I'm going to do with him. I need to colour that in black, that little bit there. There we go. Guess what I'm going to do with him? Somebody guess. Guess what I'm going to do with him. I'll see if you can figure it out. It's going to be awesome. 10 minutes, thank you. You're the same way. When they do personal... Yeah, I don't want to... I mean, it's one thing if it's like with Criminal Minds, it was nice seeing Reed get with somebody. Okay, she got shot in the head, but, you know... it was nice seeing Blake's home life. It was nice seeing Jennifer Love Hewitt's character with her daughter. JJ and Will. I love it when they pop in for 5 minutes. But it's like, it's 5 minutes. It's not like 20 minutes of the show. He does look like Poe! Yeah, he does look like Poe from Ruby Gloom. Oh my God! I love Ruby Gloom. Gonna have to find him now, aren't I, to show people who don't know who he is. Yeah, he does. You're right. See, that's my inner goth coming out again. Inner goth, as if he's inner. There you go. There's Poe. And his top hat and tails. Yeah, when they've put their family in danger, I don't like that. I mean, it was one thing with Reed's girlfriend had a stalker. What's-her-face's daughter was talking to somebody online who wasn't who he said he was. You know, that's completely different. It becomes the case then. And that's okay. I have no problem with that because it's not an ongoing thing. It's not like this is going to finish, like, this is going to be like 40 minutes of the entire show every week. We're going to have to sit and listen to this going on. You know? I'm just not interested in it. If I wanted to watch touchy-feely stuff, I'd watch a soap. I want to see people getting slaughtered, for God damn it. Oh, I can't help it. It's just what I prefer to watch. I'd much rather go and laugh at a horror film than sit and watch a romantic comedy or some slushy family movie. I'm just not into it. Can't stand the Mentalist. He's a smug git. Really cannot stand him. And that Robin What's-Her-Face that was with him, she's so whiny. She's worse than that girl off Medium. I'll stick my bat down here. Nobody's guessed what I'm going to do with my crow yet. No, I'm not going to put glitter on him. That's not going to happen. I liked, what was the other one with Tim Roth? Now that one was good. Lie to Me. That was really good. I loved that one. And I liked the fact that it was like, what, 3 or 4 seasons and then they wrapped it up. I can't stand shows that go on forever. Except Criminal Minds, obviously, because that's going to go on forever. NCIS I like, mostly because Gibbs is awesome. I'm so weird about what I'll watch and what I won't. I think it's my Asperger's, because that's just part of it. We're very picky. I'm the same with foods. I will eat baked beans, but I won't chew them, because I don't like the texture in the middle, but I like the taste of the beans. I won't eat peas at all, because I don't like the taste of the peas, and I don't like the texture in the middle, so that's a dead no. But beans I'll eat as long as I can eat them. Either I can have them on toast, where I can eat them with the toast and I can't taste the texture, or if I can swallow them whole. And don't even start me on mushy peas, that's just criminal. That shouldn't be allowed. Okay, nobody's guessed what I'm going to do with my crow. I'm disappointed. I'm going to prepare what I'm going to do over here. Because I don't want you to see. In fact, I might do what I'm going to do over here. I'll let you listen to what's going on. Yeah, can you hear that? What do you think that is? It's awesome! He's going to kick ass. Nobody's guessed yet. Nobody's guessed yet. I don't want to take my... has this got sticky on it? I can't figure it out. I don't think it's got sticky on it. I think it needs to be stuck down. Okay. Alright, I'm going to do it under the paper so you can't see what I'm doing. I'll give you a clue though. I'll give you a clue. I'm sticking something onto him. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Maddie. Are you bored? I am sticking something onto my crow that's going to make him awesome. Whoops, that might be a little bit too much glue. Probably should have been watching what I was doing and not watching the screen. Try that again in a minute. Can't believe nobody's guessed what I'm doing to him. Come on, you know me better than this. Pentagram necklace, sequins, no. No. Whoops. Saxophone. Oh, that's a good idea. Well, I might have to find him a saxophone. I bet that book I had earlier has a saxophone in it, an old saxophone. I may have to try that. Okay, you ready? You ready? Margot wins. Look at this. He's got boogly eyes. Isn't that awesome? Somebody gave me these eyes in a swap. They'd been round about 12 different people, and everybody who'd got them had passed them on to somebody else because nobody knew what to do with them. And I've just been sticking them to everything. I'm like, oh, he needs googly eyes. Ta-da! And then when I unpacked my mixed media box the other day, I found my little box of googly eyes. I'm like, oh yeah, he needs to have googly eyes. Look at these. I've got all these in different sizes. They're awesome. Oh, I'm such a kid. I love it. Okay, let me give him a little... Actually, I think that needs to be black. I think that's inside the hat, isn't it? Oh, it could be a cap. It could be a... Yeah, it's okay. We'll leave it like it is. We'll do it like it's his visor coming down over his head. Give him a gold band here. Like that. I'll colour that in a bit. It's not, the glue's not dry yet. And then what I was thinking with these skulls, just very quickly. Time, yeah, okay, 2 seconds. What I'm thinking with these skulls is just like, grab these skulls like this. And a bit of this, and got some acrylic ink somewhere here. What have I done with it? There we go. White acrylic ink. Paint that onto there. Like that. Give it a second to get tacky because it's acrylic ink, so if I turn it upside down it will just run everywhere. And then I can see what happens. Da, da, da. Let's see. That's cool. It looks better in person. I don't know if it'll pick up on camera. Can you see the skulls in the mist? All the white is blowing out, so it doesn't show very well. But I'll dry it off, finish it off, do his hat, colour his hat in. Just finish off a few extra bits. And then I'll take a picture. So if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or anywhere like that, check back in a bit. And when I've finished him off later, I will... Yeah, that's cool. I like that. When I've finished him off, I will post a picture of him. You can see. I love his googly eyes. Now, doesn't that look so much better than it did earlier? Right. That's it. I'm done for the day. Go away. I'm not spending another minute on here. I'm going to go and cook some dinner. Bye. Oh, what is my Instagram? Everywhere I'm at Romany. RHOMANY. At Romany. Like that. You'll find me on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram. Oh, Amy, you had to put your puppy down. Oh, 14 years old. Oh, I love the oldies. Oh, I'm so sorry for that. I'm glad we've been able to cheer you up a little bit today. And Maddie sends you big snoggy doggy kisses. Thanks for joining me. Bye.